If you want something a little bit more substantial on Eurovision night and you want to honour the Netherlands, well, how about a Dutch apple tart? Sounds absolutely delicious. What you need is 2 cups of all-purpose plain flour, and it's already been sifted. 3/4 of a cup of softened butter, 2 eggs which have been beaten, a half cup of white sugar, and some ground cinnamon. That's for the dough. For the filling, you will need 2 pounds of cooking apples, or Bramley apples in the UK, peeled, cored and sliced, already done by the lovely Paul, thank you very much. A half a cup of sultanas, a 1/4 of a cup of white sugar, and some more cinnamon. So let's get started. So the first stage is that we want to be combining the flour, the butter and the sugar and the cinnamon all together. So I'm just going to add the softened butter into where the flour is. We'll put our sugar in. We'll add our egg and a half a teaspoon, if I can get it in there, or is it a full teaspoon of cinnamon. You can never have too much cinnamon anyway. And we're going to mix all this together to combine it. So, oh yeah, this is good therapy here. And it really is a good idea to have the butter completely softened, not melting, but if it's hard, you're just going to have more lumps to work through. So the dough has now been completely shaped into a nice sort of ball here, and on a lightly, say lightly, I like my flour, board, I'm going to roll it out. So here we are, and I want to roll it into a circle, quite a large circle here, for the tin. Now at this stage what I need to do is work out 3/4 of it, because I need to keep some for the top. So I'm going to cut that bit off and leave it to the side. Let's turn it over and roll it out a little bit more till we get a nice circle formed for the cake tin, which I have sitting there right next to me. That looks about right. So let's see, let's lift it, see if it all falls apart. Whoa! That'll do the job. You can just work it into shape there, around the edges if you can. What I might do is just steal a little bit for patching around the corner in that part, and just work it in until it's the whole way round, just like that. Right, so we've got our cake tin with the pastry in the base. Now we want to fill it up with the apples and the sultana mix. So basically you just throw these in and mix it up with a little bit of sugar along the way, some sultanas, mix it all in, more apples, and then we get a little bit of cinnamon. We'll put about half a teaspoon of cinnamon in at this stage, more apples, some more sugar, just mix it all up like this, more sultanas, and a little bit more sugar like that. The apples will be a little bit sort of on the sour side without the sugar, so it's a good idea to make sure that you do have that amount of sugar from the recipe going into it. So now we have our lovely cake tin filled with the lovely goodies there, and meantime I've used the rest of the dough, rolled it out and cut it into strips, which I'm now going to form as a little sort of a lattice if possible. I've probably shortchanged myself slightly with the with the dough on this occasion. But hey, it's the first time I've done this, so kudos for me actually doing it, right? So there we go. It's actually going to cover it pretty well. Not too bad, not too bad. And then with the remaining egg, just get a brush. Is that a paintbrush? Oh well. It's the only brush I could find. I don't have a hairbrush in the house. Not for me anyway. Brush it, the remaining egg that was left over from earlier, over the pie, and that will give it a nice glaze. In the meantime, preheat the oven, and then it'll be nice and toasty warm, ready to pop in. So you need to preheat the oven, or at least it's a good idea to do that. And we're going to pop it in there for 60 minutes, so 1 hour, at 175 to 180 degrees Celsius. So popping into the oven, there we go. And it's already been set. All I need to do is press start. And we'll be back in a few minutes, an hour's time for me, and we'll see what it's turned out like. Wow, that turned out absolutely fabulous. And you know what? I think we're just going to have to wait a little bit, and we'll tuck into it at the end of the show.